Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have cinnamon in my coffee right now. It is good. I hadn't had cinnamon in my coffee in a little while. For those of you that don't know, if you look at my logo, you'll see that it's big boy pants with cinnamon sticks in them. And that is what that means. Is that a long time ago on this channel I said that I had cinnamon in my coffee and somebody designed that logo for me. Now let me tell you what I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with an 8-year-old who keeps wanting to get in my bed at night. And I told, the problem I've got is two problems. The first one is he shows up and he doesn't have a pillow. And then he wants me to give him one of my pillows. And when I do that, I have to fold my pillow over and I end up waking up with my neck feeling weird. The other problem is during these current events that we're going through, I wake up in the middle of the night and I've got an 8-year-old who's at school now breathing in my face, and that's not good because these kids, they can get that and just walk around with it, but a 47-year-old doesn't need it. I don't want it. So anyway, let's start here. XRP crypto will Federal Reserve updates FedNow SM service launch to 2023, a full year ahead of originally announced timing. U.S. Central Bank FedNow service somebody's trying to call me. U.S. Central Bank FedNow service initial launch will include core clearing and settlement functionality and key added features. This will be interesting to watch. Okay, next thing, Greg Kidd has been active. And for those of you that don't remember, Greg Kidd was one of the first 10 people at Ripple. He is a billionaire investor in Uphold. He's an early investor in Coinbase. I think he's an investor in Robinhood too. He tweeted this out. Uphold user and transaction growth in the wake of Coinbase and Robinhood app pullbacks caused the inevitable growing pains crash last night. And then he's got a part 2 to this. I know the team there is working hard to ramp up to support all the new business coming through the door. Thank you, JP Terrett and Braga Portugal team for pulling an all-nighter to minimize the outage as best you could. Well, you got to give all the credit in the world to these guys. Look, Uphold has done the best they could under the circumstances, but they had the guts to keep XRP on that platform when everybody else shut it down. They have my respect, that's for sure. And then Global ID, which is also Greg Kidd's company, had tweeted this out. Greg Kidd, you remember, commented on this early in the week. Ripple's Freedom of Information Act request for the SEC is a big deal. This week on Global ID report, so they did a write-up on this, but Greg Kidd had already commented on it. I just wanted to show you that apparently this Freedom of Information Act thing is going to end up being a big deal because Greg Kidd is no dummy. He knows what he's talking about. If you're hearing him say it's a big deal, it's a big deal. Okay, Michael Saylor he was correcting Steve Forbes. He says, with all due respect, Steve Forbes had said, although the price of Bitcoin continues to skyrocket, that doesn't make it an alternative to the dollar yet. And then Michael Saylor actually tells the truth from a Bitcoin maxi perspective. He tells the truth, or at least part of it. With all due respect, Bitcoin is not a currency and it is not replacing the dollar. It is a monetary asset rapidly replacing gold as a store of value. It will coexist with fiat currencies as it attracts capital from weaker safe haven assets. Let's discuss. And he's asking him to talk to him about it. He's right in everything he said. It's more or less what he left unsaid. The reason it's not a currency and it's not replacing the dollar is not because it's just so great at being this store of value. It's not going to be those things because it can't scale, it's too slow, and it did not achieve the goal of what the Bitcoin white paper said, because the white paper did call it, I can't remember if it called it a payment system or that it was going to be used for payments or exactly what, but it was something to that effect. If you go look at the first line of the Bitcoin white paper, that's what the Bitcoin maxis don't want to say. They don't want to say that Bitcoin cannot technically do what assets like the greatest digital asset ever created, XRP, can do. All right, CryptoDim sent this. Now, this is interesting to me. 75% of all US dollars in existence were printed after Bitcoin was created. Now, folks, I don't think there's any coincidences, and I sure as hell don't think that's one. I think we've been watching one hell of a show. Speaking of a show, as I remember, Jeremy Allaire with Circle, they created the USDC, and they created it on the Ethereum proof of work, okay? Which means that USDC also can't scale, okay? It's a proof of work thing. So what were they always going to do? We've talked about it before. They were always anything proof of work, because proof of work does not work. It was going to either be put on the ledger or on Stellar to be able to move it fast and cheap and all that stuff, okay? Because those are the real technologies, Stellar and the XRP ledger, period. Always have been. Because today, Jeremy Allaire is announcing it today. This is their center governed by USDC, was launched on Stellar, including a full suite of UX and API services from Circle Pay to light up USDC on the Stellar blockchain. This has been a great collaboration with Danelle Dixon and the team at Stellar, and is part of our broad commitment to bring USDC to billions of people around the world. Stellar has built a growing community and ecosystem of wallets, exchange, And it goes immediately. People, businesses, and developers can connect and convert to and from banks into USDC on Stellar and swap and exchange instantly for Brazilian real, Argentine peso, Nigerian nari, euro, and South African rand. And then he goes on and on and on. Then you got this. This is what I said. Proof of work was always going to need Stellar or the XRP ledger for speed. Period. Everybody knows it. And then there's, this was from XRP Vet, Diamonds to the Sky. Danelle Dixon replies about this, and she says, "It's a bright future, and I can't wait to see how developers, businesses, and retail users leverage Stellar USDC. Congrats to the entire Circle Pay team, and officially welcome to the Stellar Network." Now, folks, I've heard a lot of things since I started this channel, and one of the overarching themes that I have heard more than once was that the US dollar coin was going to be built on Stellar. That's one of the, call it a rumor or whatever. That's one of the things I've always heard, is that Stellar would be the US dollar stable coin or whatever, and that XRP would be the bridge currency to the world. That's what I've always, those two things. If you remember, Kendra Hill always said that it was going to be Stellar and it was going to be XRP. You're seeing this unfolding. And don't forget, who backs Circle that created the USDC? It matters. Goldman Sachs is one of the backers of Circle, okay? Don't forget that one. Then this guy, XRP King Lin, made an interesting comment. IBM and Stellar took a massive loss. Stellar needs Visa payment rails for USDC, and there is really no need for USDC anyway. I agree with that. Visa will just run on Earthport for reach. Fed will use XRP rails, and global identity is needed, exceeding trillions. Price will skyrocket instantly. Those are some interesting comments. Now, I wanted to show you a little bit of that. I brought this up, I think, in an earlier video. I just want to show you a couple of things. These are old tweets about some affiliation that Ripple has with JP Morgan, besides Sandy, the person that just joined the board. Sandy, I always forget, O'Connell, one of those. Ripple, this is from back September 5th, 2019. Even our employees run on Ripple. Congratulations to our team completing the JP Morgan Corporate Challenge. And then there was this one. This was a tweet from this guy. Brad just said there were 15 JP Morgan Chase bankers in their office today while speaking about Jamie Dimon MIT blockchain. Well, just as a point of note, so Brad Garlinghouse, and this is back December 6, 2017. Brad Garlinghouse is on stage at MIT. Okay, this guy's tweeting about how he mentioned while he's on stage that there were 15 J.P. Morgan Chase bankers in Ripple's offices. Who is leaving MIT to supposedly run the SEC? That would be Gary Gensler, who was at the MIT Digital Currency Initiative and also a professor there. Pure coincidence. Okay, this guy, Dustin Plantholt, runs a podcast, Life's Tough Media, and remember the other, in a prior video I said that Gene Simmons of KISS said that he's been buying XRP. Well, here he gives his opinion, and he gives his opinion on why the SEC lawsuit was filed. Listen to this.
But Gene, do you think that this whole lawsuit against Ripple which ultimately hurts an ecosystem that's trying to change the world, that is trying to empower and give money back, you think that some of it could be motivated by a foreign entity of some sort?
I'm clear about that. Yes.
Now, he said in this video up here, he mentioned that it was China. So he thinks that China politically somehow was responsible for getting the SEC to go after Ripple. Now, remember, folks, this guy is not just some rock star. This guy's a billionaire rock star. He is one of the greatest businessmen, marketers ever to come out of rock and roll. He probably would have been at some music production company if he hadn't been the rock star himself. Or maybe he's got one of those too, or 5 of them. But anyway, the guy's a genius. The guy knows people. So when he says that, it's not coming from nowhere, I can tell you that. Now, this, I watched some of this from James Rule XRP, The Decentralized Enterprise and the Future of Work. I watched some of this today. I tried to record some, but to be honest, most of what they said was pretty boring, and so I turned it off. And this is what it was. I'll draw your attention. Pompliano was on there. You had Hester Pierce. Now, the one thing I will say, Hester Pierce made it pretty clear. She used some of Brad Garlinghouse's words in this thing, and basically she was saying that the SEC is about to go in a different direction, and they're not going to regulate by enforcement. And that is a phrase Brad Garlinghouse has used. And that's what Jay Clayton did, is he regulated by enforcement, trying to put an enforcement action against Ripple. Now, I also want to bring your attention, this guy right here that was on there is a senior advisor from Promontory Financial Group. That is the shadow regulator that Greg Kidd came from when he went to Ripple. That's important too. Now, we're going into tax season. I've got a 10% discount on this token tax at the very top of the description of my video. It's also in the comments section. I'm going to show you that in a second. But this, if you're having to do crypto taxes, you need to go check this company out. I'm going to show you this short video so you can see how it works. Really cool company.
Token tax is the world's best way to quickly and easily file your cryptocurrency taxes. Token tax works with every crypto exchange. It comes through your crypto data and generates all the forms you'll need to correctly and confidently file your taxes. Oh, and did we mention it works in every country? Getting started with token tax is easy and fast. Here's how it works. First, sign up for an account and complete your tax profile. Next, add your crypto data using either a CSV upload or by connecting to your crypto exchange. Choose your preferred accounting method and download your tax forms. And that's it, you're done. With token tax, you can sit back and relax knowing your crypto taxes are being done right. So get started today.
Okay, so that's a great resource if you need help trying to get your taxes together for crypto. Now, I wanted to show you in the description of my videos, you'll see that I've put it right here. Calculate your crypto taxes and file your return at Token Tax. Here's a coupon code, 10% off. There's a link. And then I also did an interview with the Token Tax founder if you want to find out more about it, but it's all right there. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that if they need help with their crypto taxes, I am not an accountant, but these guys can help you with this kind of stuff, and to go check them out.